development. It starts from recruitment to retirement and also post-retirement. What do we exactly do to maximize the potential of the people who work in your organization? How do you select them? How do you place them in different roles over a period of time? How do you allow them to make a career based on their own potential, their performance and their career aspirations? And you actually figure out ways and means of doing that, whether it is leadership development, whether it is specialist development. So I have had about 24 plus years of deep experience in the area of developing people. Now when we talk of Ajits, and we were also talking about what do we do about our own Ajits who are coming out of the school wanting to do different things in life. We also have several Ajits whose children possibly are in an age and stage where they also need to make a decision and maybe requiring some kind of a guidance or counseling. That can always be done, but at the same point in time, we need to also figure out how do we channelize these efforts, and we do have lots of misgivings about lots of kinds of professions. Many of us, when we started off in this profession, several professions today that are existent were never there before. So when we wanted to choose those, they were not there, and when our children want to choose that, we find a lot of difficulty in accepting that. So one thing that we could do is, since there are lots of people in my profession who are also sitting in this audience, we could pool in several resources. And Colonel Ravindranath, what I could also try and do is, you're also talking of placements. We also know a lot of placement agencies beyond the armed forces who will try and support people to find right places with the help and support of putting together all the data and basics. Since we have a network of placement agencies working all across India, we could reach out to them specifically through our own possible channels within the organization to give a little bit more of an added preference, or let's say added effort to try and find the right placements, both for the people retiring from the armed forces. And it pains me several times to see these men in uniform who possibly have done the best they could do for the country. When they do come out in the corporate world, they do come across huge difficulties in finding right placements. And unfortunately, even people in the corporate world whom I try and educate to the best of my ability, they look upon these people from the armed forces as only people who can look after security. I mean, I feel very, very embarrassed when many of my senior colleagues have